Right then.
Hello, hello.
Evening, everyone. Thank you for joining our live. Sorry to confuse some people because it's a Wednesday this week, and if you're new to watching our lives, it's normally on a Thursday. But because we've sadly got a funeral to go to tomorrow, so we're doing it tonight, and next week it's going to be Wednesday as well because we've got another appointment next Thursday, haven't we, Pauline?
We have.
But lovely to see so many of you already in the comments. We're here to give you some very exciting news. Our whole plan of our Asia trip is coming together, hasn't it, Paulie? And we want to share it with you. So we're gonna do that shortly. But first of all, let's say hi to. There's so many regulars that always turn up week after week, and you guys just make us smile. So thank you so much for doing that. And for those out there, it's quite funny actually because we talk to people say, oh, we love your lives, but we don't know how to comment or a bit too scared to comment. Do let us know you're there because we see so many people say that they watch them, but we don't even know that you're there. So if you're too shy to comment when we're doing the live, just give us a comment after the live when it's over, and you can just do it as a normal YouTube video because it's lovely to know who actually watches our videos.
And don't be afraid to give us a thumbs up as well.
Yes.
We usually wait till we're half an hour in. So we got 200 people watching. We've had 4 thumbs up. So come on, pull your fingers out.
Well, we can actually see because we're doing this with StreamYard. So actually, we can't often see what the thumbs up are. So, but you guys keep an eye on it and just prompt people to give us a thumbs up. That'll be great. So Kevin was here first. So that's lovely to see Kevin. Well, tell her Sean was here, but Sean McGee sent us a message, lovely Sean, to say that he's unable to make it tonight. But lovely to see Kevin in Calgary. We're -2, Kevin. That's really cold, and it's dropping to -6 tonight.
That's like this. Oh, and just so as you know, any of you ladies out there, when you get to that certain time in your life, when you're hot, then you're cold, then you're hot, then you're cold. So it's -2 outside, and it's going to drop to -6. Carole said to me half an hour ago, and I just said to her, mate, you do whatever you like. I'm going to turn the heating off.
Only during this live, and I've got a fan here as well. But we'll put it on later, Paulie. Well, don't worry, you won't be cold. I'll get you a little hot water bottle. But no, so Kevin's had crazy temperatures in Calgary, wasn't it? Was it -46? It was something crazy, wasn't it? So hopefully you're warm and safe. So, but lovely to see you here. Sarah's joined us. She's just going to cook dinner before you start. And Bridget's here. Lovely to see Bridget in comments on every video that we put out, which is lovely. She's funny, very funny. Looking forward to seeing Asia through your lens, especially as you'll be doing another Happy New Year. You must have a lucky custard tart. Oh, a lucky custard tart. It will be. I
don't know whether it's lucky or unlucky, but if it's a custard tart, I'm interested.
Yes, we do like a custard tart. So the first questions come up with Catherine. So you know what I mean?
I don't know if anybody can help me.
Anybody can help you.
You wouldn't get any of this from any top bloggers. Every time I do a live, I get a real pain in my rib because Carole says I sit funny. Because if I sit here, which is lovely and comfortable, I can't read any of the questions. And because I'm nosy, I like to read the questions. Because if there's anything that references me, I want to make sure that Carole puts it on the screen, obviously. So if I sit back, I think they're probably always saying, oh, yeah, Paul looks a bit pasty tonight, doesn't he? How many chins has he got? Of course, Carole won't bring them to my attention. But if I sit forward, I can see everything that's going on. But
you can just read the question and sit back and answer them.
I can't.
Anyway, Catherine's saying, good evening. We're off on Celebrity Beyond on 19th February doing a Southern Caribbean cruise, or lovely ship for a Caribbean cruise because it's got some fantastic outside space. We need ideas for Curacao. That's how you say it, isn't it? Curacao. Not snorkeling as we're doing that elsewhere on an Asia cruise. We went there on our New Amsterdam Holland America cruise, and we were the Cruising Canucks, and we went actually just walking around the town, didn't we? It's a lovely little town there, and it's got that bridge, hasn't it?
Definitely.
I'm sure it's got the. Is it the Queen Emma Bridge that actually rotates all the way? I'm sure it's there. So we didn't venture further afield. So if anyone's in the comments have got some good excursions they've been on to Curacao, but we really just enjoyed the day of just wandering around. Beautiful, sort of brightly coloured buildings, everyone, lovely little bars and restaurants around, wasn't it? It was.
I'm just looking into.
Yeah, I'm sure that's where.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
It's like it's on a. What would you? How would you explain it?
It's called a pontoon bridge. So the bridge is constructed. And I would best describe it as it's like a road that is attached to all these little boats that go all the way across the river. And at the end of the bridge, there's like a little booth where the man in charge of the bridge sits. And when something wants to come through, which is bonkers, I did actually put a short out about it, actually. So if you go to our shorts and you scroll through them, you'll find it. But when a ship or a boat or whatever wants to pass through, the man starts up an engine that's on the end of a bridge. And it's a very sort of rudimental old diesel thing out of like a 50-year-old car. And he drives the bridge out of the way. And it's just bonkers. And you can be on there while they're doing that.
Yeah, so you move
and it's fascinating.
Yeah, it is. It's good. So but have fun time. Celebrity Beyond, as you know. If you want to know more about that ship, Catherine, then we've got our two review videos, and obviously our infinite balcony. I wonder if you've got one of those, because it wasn't our favorite balcony cabin at all. In fact, we didn't like it. But and if we did go on the Beyond, we would definitely, I would quite happily have an inside cabin actually, or outside on there, because it's such a fantastic ship.
It is a fabulous ship. And I said that, like Carole said, outside areas, one of my favourites. That the aft where it's got all the sunset bar.
What is the sunset bar?
It's spectacular.
Yeah, it is. And the gardens at the top with the big screen.
It's amazing.
It's a beautiful,
really
beautiful ship. So have a fab time. So Nick, BBT and Tracy's here. So lovely to see you guys. Sarah Johnson's here. We've got Claire. Google Claire's in the house. Always lovely to see Claire. Nick's asking, when you book a cruise, what is top of the list? Cruise line, cost, destination, or itinerary? First thing is cost, because there's no point looking at a cruise that's not within our budget. So that's the first thing I look at and think, well, that's just if it's borderline, I always have a chat with Dan to say, look, this is what I've seen. Is it possible for us? And the next thing,
did you notice that I always have a chat to Dan? She never has a chat to me about it. So my things for booking a cruise is I go on whatever Carole tells me, whatever she's cooked up with Dan. That's my criteria for going on a cruise. And if it's a cruise I don't want to do, like there's a cruise we're doing this year that I didn't want to do, and I dragged my heels, is that the right word? Dragged my feet, dug my heels in, done this, done that. There's no way, no how that I'm doing that. I never, ever put my foot down about anything when it comes to cruising. So obviously, because I'm a man of my word, we've now booked that cruise.
But more news about that later, because it's a very different thing than we've ever done before, isn't it, Paulie?
Anyway,
but you've come round to the idea now.
Yes, I have. But sorry, Nick, I butted into your question. But
yeah. So for us now, because we've done a lot of cruise lines, we've done 13 or 14 different cruise lines and 50 cruises. We look at trying different cruise lines, because I think that every cruise line's got something to offer. But for us, it's cost and itinerary, because we're very sort of itinerary driven now, or cruise line driven if something comes up. So it varies. It varies.
And you were right, it is the Queen Emma Bridge.
It is the Queen Emma.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's Ken Cruising. So hi to Ken and Lindsay. Love to see you guys here. Managed to make it tonight. Dress rehearsals tomorrow and Friday.
Oh, no, it's not.
So lovely to see you guys. And Reese is here, Reese and Catherine. So really excited to see all about this amazing adventure. Yes, coming up soon. So everyone's saying they're snuggled in there. David's visited his mum in Kent. Corinne's all snuggled under a blanket. It's so lovely to see Corinne here. And Danny, wine throwing Danny from Azamara Cruises is visiting Alberta, -36, with my daughter Megan, who worked on a cruise ship in 2008, and my new granddaughter Catalea, 5 weeks old. Yeah, congratulations, Danny.
Congrats.
That's lovely. But -36. See, with Brits, we can't get our head around that, because it's just we've never experienced anything like that.
It's like I said to Kevin last week or the week before, and he obviously said I said, is there a difference between -20, -40? And he said, well, yeah, because you can't hardly breathe the colder it gets. But does it physically feel cold? I mean, the breathing aside, if you went out in like -20 and then you went out in -30, would you be able to tell the difference? If somebody said, right, I'm going to put you into this room now, it's -20. You come out, warm up, you go back into the room, it's now -30. Would you be able to tell the difference? Danny, Kevin, it's down to you to answer, because our weather's terrible, but
I went for a walk around Gloucester Docks yesterday. I met a friend for coffee, and part of the water had frozen over. I'd never seen that before.
Gloucester Docks,
yeah.
And it wasn't even as cold as it is.
No, so We're bracing ourselves, Danny, for -6. Rose is here. Lovely to see Rose. So thank you for watching. And Anne and Mike from Wales are here. So thank you. Thank you for watching. We finished.
Thank you for ruining our diet.
No,
we have Welsh butter on everything now. If we have a bag of crisps, we put some Welsh butter.
I know, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, as you know, if you didn't know, we have Patreon and YouTube members, and we met up in London. Was that last week or the week before? And we had such a fantastic time. And Anne and Mike brought us these Welsh goodies, Welsh cakes and Barrabrith cake, and it was delicious.
I can't remember the meetup very well, to be honest. I don't know
you
why.
Can't?
No, I don't know.
You had a few beers, that's for sure. So Dave saying hi from the middle of the North Atlantic, hoping the Wi-Fi holds up for me to see at least some of the live. So Dave's on, if I've got this right, you're on Norwegian Joy at the moment. So I hope you're having I know you're having a good time. You've been sharing on our Discord, so that's good. Cruising Gays are here, so lovely to see you guys. This is the highlight of our Wednesday, Thursday evenings. Oh, thank you. And Barbara's here from Dorset. So, and Patrick and Francis are here as well. So lovely. We met Patrick at our meetup as well. So many people here. This is awesome. And Nicole's here. So lovely to see you too. And Philippa. So Philippa's here from a very chilly New Forest.
Oh, I bet it is.
Yes. Philippa got a mention in our, for those of you that haven't watched our latest video. Oh, I've got a banner.
Oh, here we go. It's banner time. Well, I can sit back though.
You can sit back. Our first Cunard QM2 video is now out. It's gone down really well, hasn't it? It's had over 22,000 views now. And Philippa gets a mention. So Philippa was with us on our transatlantic. So that's lovely. And she gets even more of a mention in episode 2, actually. So stay tuned, Philippa. So where are we? Oh, I've lost my spot. So let's have a look for the next question that you've got.
I saw somebody there was from Aberdeen.
Aberdeen?
Yeah, they're not.
Oh, Shona. Shona's here from snowy Aberdeen. Woo. Corinne's just saying, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. So, yeah, if you're watching and you're enjoying our live, then please give us a thumbs up. So many lovely people. Tina's here. Kathy's made it. So that's very, but missing Slimming World. Oh, dear. But lovely to see you here. So let's see the next question, because there's so many people saying hello, hello, hello. We'll come back to those. Chad saying, love the staircase. It's very unique. Thank you. So let's have a look. If you've got a question for us, make sure you write question, and then we can spot it amongst all the comments, because there's lots of conversations going on between each other. Kathy says she's shy. She's here, Kathy Wilcox, and shy.
I gotta be honest, we've met a lot of people on cruises, and Kathy is definitely one of the shyest we've ever met.
Oh dear. So let's have a look. Amanda's here as well. So let's see Amanda in blowy Blackpool. Gosh, so many people saying hello. I'm not going to. Christy's here from Alabama. So I wonder what your weather's like. Let us know. Mandy's asking, here's a question. So Mandy's asking, have you ever been to use the doctor on board a cruise? Thankfully, touch wood, we haven't. However, as a nurse, I used to work on a celebrity cruises as a nurse, so I've got some knowledge about obviously using the hospital. But thankfully, we haven't, have we? I can't think of any time that we've been there, because the only things we've needed is sometimes seasickness tablets. So we managed to get those at reception.
But no, we've never yet had.
And thankfully, we won't. So yeah. So let's see. Jackie's just saying, thanks for your tip. On the fjords, we go next week to book Iona, traveling with brother-in-law's partner. Lovely. Corinne saying, put on a jumper. Yes. See, he'll sit there. He sits on the sofa with just his underpants and then says he's cold. Oh, show them your new. You talking about clothes. Look at your. I bought Paulie a little present this week. He was so happy about it.
We went to see the nurse because we had to check on our vaccinations, because we're going to Asia. I didn't know we've been loads of times before, but some of them had lapsed. But one of the things that the nurse said is, she said to Carole, do you wear flight socks? Carole said, yes, I do.
I always do.
That's good. Well done. And then she turned around to me and said, do you wear flight socks? I said, no, I don't wear flight socks. I find that drinking beer is sufficient. But apparently it's not. That's not a good thing at all. But what does she know? She's only a medical professional. So because Carole loves me so much,
I don't want to get a DVD.
I haven't opened them yet. But she has bought me. Now, bearing in mind, what I was going to do, because we got a night flight, which will get us to Thailand in the day, I was going to get me shorts on ready, and she's bought me these sexy little socks. So I'm going to look like...
His flight socks.
I'm going to look like a bit of a knobber, to be fair, when I'm on that flight.
Well, as long as you're safe and healthy, then that's good.
That's all that
I always,
matters.
because Paul, when we're on a plane, Paul could sit there mesmerised by the TV for 12 hours. He wouldn't move as long as he was...
I've got my headphones in. I've got whatever I'm watching turned up. I'm not even really watching it. And then I can see her sat next to me and they I'm like, sorry, can't hear you, mate. Can't hear you. No, sorry, I can't. I'm watching the film. No, I can't. Sometimes I haven't even got the volume on. I'm just a bit of peace. Sometimes the telly's not even turned on. What?
But anyway, so I said, right, come on, let's walk around. And we go to the little space and I try and do some exercise with Paulie and for on long haul. And he's overjoyed by it. And now he's got some new flight socks. So
awesome.
Yes.
All I want now is some leather sandals to wear with them. Right? And then I'd look awesome.
Ah, dear. Right, let's see the next question. Cruising for Ones on the Caribbean Princess in Jamaica. So thank you for joining in. Peter's here from Australia.
I was going to throw...
It's 6 a.m.
I was
So
going to
thank
throw
you for
the old
that.
joke in then.
What's that?
My wife's gone to the Caribbean.
Jamaica?
No, she went on her own accord.
Oh, sorry, people. Sorry.
Oh, dear.
Kevin said it's minus 53 with the wind chill. That's just mad. Absolutely
I'm assuming
mad.
that I might have to slip a jacket on then over top of me t-shirt.
Right. Lou's asking, there's a question. Did the land train go anywhere near the glacier in Oldham? No. The land train just goes to some waterfall. The land train is a noddy train, or people call them all sorts of things, don't they?
Well, I don't want to cast aspersions on people's spellings, but somebody, who was it called? A choo-choo.
Well, some people call it a choo-choo.
Yeah, but they didn't spell it.
C-H-O-O.
Yeah, but they didn't spell it like that.
Well, it was about C-H-E-W.
No, it was something before the. It was something before the C.
But going back to Oldham, you can get the land train. It's a lovely little, you don't go too far. You see some lovely waterfalls and some lovely scenery. But if you want to go nearer the glacier, you have to get the hop-on, hop-off bus, which is very easy to get on that as well. So if you want to do that, then you can walk up to the glacier.
It's almost all in the same place. Where you get off to get on the choo-choo, noddy train, whatever we're calling it. That is literally it. There's like a massive lay-by in front of the ship where the ship docks. And then across the road is a row of shops.
Yep.
And the bus picks up just sort of on up the road from there, didn't it? When we did it.
The noddy train.
The bus.
Or the bus. The bus were both, same place.
It's
same place. Oldham's very easy.
It's not like
to do it on your own.
It's not like a sprawling metropolis. So
no,
it'll be all right.
No, there's not. And about sort of 20 minutes walk away, there's another sort of shopping area where the choo-choo train will drop you off. And we actually walked back, didn't we? So we could get some really nice pictures of the ship. So people advising you about your back. To Paul, are you wearing your intermittent glasses when you're sitting back in the chair? Might be the answer.
Well, maybe you need to put your glasses on because that says intermediate glasses, not intermittent.
Intermittent.
What's intermittent glasses? There they go. There. Yeah, and I have, but my intermittent glasses are supposed to be for a screen that's about there. Yeah. But obviously this is twice as far. So what I think, I just said to Carole, what I need to do is next time you go into town, I need to maybe go to a cheapy shop
and just buy some slightly distance glasses.
Find some extra spectacles.
Yes. Kevin's saying put the live on the television with volume mute, probably be able to read from where you are.
Yeah, but the trouble is I'd be sat like that, Kevin, a bit unsociable. Because we have got some monitors which we think we could plug in to the laptop. But that would still mean it'd be here. So I'd be sat back like this and I'd be sort of looking like that, which does seem...
But you could read it, but you could answer it that way.
But everybody'd think I was just watching like the football or something, wouldn't they?
Which wouldn't surprise anyone.
Wouldn't surprise anybody.
So Cruising Gay saying that they went to the Curacao Liquor Factory. Really interesting. Oh, cool. It's Claire's good. Right. We're all moaning about -2 and -5 and Kevin's got -53. I love it that there's people around the world watching this and having just such diverse weather and different experiences. Kevin saying, don't forget we have way better insulated homes. Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Oh, you're saying our homes are rubbish, and are you, Kevin?
So let's see if
I
we've got
think
any more
they'd have to be
questions
if
here.
it was minus 53.
Right. So Penelope's here. So let me see you, Penelope. First man cruise on Saturday on the Explorer, going to the Canaries for my 70th birthday. Oh, fabulous. Which venue for a special meal? Don't forget the like button, everyone. Yes, thumbs up, people.
On Explorer, they've got surf and turf and Carole. And to be fair, we haven't been to surf and turf or Carole on the Explorer, but we have been on both of them on Discovery, and we've been on both of them on Voyager. And I think they're both excellent. I'm not sure, because was it the Explorer that had that sort of dinner club thing, dining club?
Yes.
On Voyager, they've changed it into a silver fork.
Yeah.
But so we haven't done that. We haven't done the dinner club or whatever it's called, but we've done surf and turf and we've done Carole, and I would highly recommend either of them.
Yeah.
If you go on to our, we've just put out a Morella food guide
for Voyager. Yeah.
But that will give you some
idea.
The
essence is the same.
The essence of the food is there for you.
But if you like sort of Asian flavors, then definitely try Carole. If you like your steaks and your potatoes and your sort of more traditional sort of fare, your steakhouse fare.
Well, you say it's more traditional, but I mean, they do like lobster at Surf and Turf. They do lobster mac and cheese, which is
but
absolutely
a lot of steakhouses do that,
spectacular. But yeah,
so,
we really like both of them.
So Peter Robe said, even lucky on Sunday, Paul. So that's football.
You can't be talking about the Man United Spurs game if you think we were lucky. You must have been watching a different game. So there's two people that thought that Man United played well, and that's Peter and Eric Ten Bob, or whatever his name is, who's Man United manager, and he thought they played well. But even Gary Neville, who played for Man United for 100 years, said that Man U was awful. Well, I mean, plus obviously the mighty Spurs are one of the greatest teams in the history of football.
Anyway, back to cruise and travel. This is a very interesting question from our lovely friend in New York, Kevin B. For your Asian travels, will Paulie pack a kimono or pick up a custom one on your trip?
I'll probably have one made while I'm there.
We have talked about getting you a suit, haven't we? Not kimono, but we have talked about a suit. But we'll go through some more questions and then we will give you the big reveal. Nick, that's interesting. Nick and Tracy have done Beyond twice and done 2 inside cabins. They're the same size as a veranda cabin. We'd never do an infinite veranda. Yeah. No, we wouldn't do it again either.
I think it's just, there was somebody, I'm not cast aspersion on anybody, and everybody's different, but somebody commented on our infinite balcony cabin. They said, oh, this looks like the perfect cabin to go to Alaska.
We're like,
and I thought, that's the word, apart from an inside cabin, that infinite balcony cabin couldn't be more the worst cabin to go.
We've got a bit of a view,
but it's and it just goes to show everybody's different, because I thought, well, what have they taken out of that video that makes them think it's good for Alaska? So if you want to only be able to see from there up while you're trying to peer out your window, then it's a great cabin for Alaska. Because otherwise, the beauty of having a balcony in Alaska is you can go out on your balcony, but you still got all your cabin facilities. So if you want to put the kettle on or do whatever,
or you want to go in the warm
or back in the warm. But if you're all you can do is peer out the window, it's rubbish. Or you've got to go onto the outside decks and watch. So it's almost like you've got to have a balcony cabin if it's for Alaska.
You don't have to have a balcony cabin, but you need to.
It was certainly enhance your pleasure of the cruise.
Yes, I wouldn't go to Alaska without having a balcony cabin, because
it doesn't have to be a suite, but just a balcony.
Yeah. Cheryl's asking, have you taken a river cruise? We've taken 2. We've done one on Tui Isla, which was our first one to the Danube, which we had a fantastic time. And we've done one on Avalon, where we went down the Rhine. So we've got video vlog series on both if you want to know more about river cruising. So do check out our videos.
I wish we could book another river cruise.
Well, stay tuned, people. Stay tuned. Exciting news incoming soon. So Kevin said, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. It really does help. It does. Just giving us a simple thumbs up, or writing a comment after the video or saying that you enjoyed it, or whatever you want to say, or just say tea towel or whatever words come out of your mouth.
Going to have a spade of tea towels again.
We might do. Then it really does help, because it just shows YouTube that you've enjoyed the video. Natalie's just back from Budapest and seeing the shoes on the Danube after watching your video. Very moving, isn't it? That's very poignant, very moving. Yeah, Budapest is a fantastic city. We've said about going back, haven't we, for actually like a 4-day city break, because we just we were there overnight, weren't we? Are you all right?
I'm going to get a cushion so that I don't torque my ribs.
Okay. So
do you want to read the next question?
Yeah, Mr. Paulie, try a cushion to lean on so you're not torquing your ribs. Well done, Bridget.
Where do I put it? Do I put it to the side? I don't know.
Cheryl's saying she's from Alberta. Alberta as well. Yes, it's cold. It does feel colder. So it does feel colder at -40. Your question you had earlier.
That's all I wanted to know, but thanks for...
So Beverly's just saying she's here from Tennessee, new to your channel. Absolutely love your videos. Makes me want to start taking cruises again. Oh, thank you so much. Do you know, we get so many comments every day from people, or messages to say, look, thanks for your videos. We've taken our first cruise and we've loved it. We've now booked another. And that just makes us happy, because we're not, you know, saying that you have to cruise with certain cruise lines. What we aim to do with our videos is showcase what a cruise is actually like, so you can then make an informed decision. And we often get, thanks for showing us that video about blah 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 ship. We now know that's not the ship for us, and that's brilliant, isn't it, Paulie? So that's excellent,
because we're not multi-millionaires by any stretch of the imagination. You know, we get by and we work hard to get what we've got, but we definitely cruise more than most people. So if you're in a situation where you can only cruise once a year, once every 2 years, once every 3 years, whatever it might be, information is king. And so picking the right cruise is even more vital.
Yeah.
Because if you can only afford to do it once in a blue moon, you don't want to be wasting that money doing the wrong cruise. And with all the information at hand now, you know, Paul and Carole love to travel. I mean, other travel bloggers are available. I'm not really sure of any of their names, but
we've got lots of lovely travel blogging friends.
We have. And that information is there. It's like with that infinite balcony cabin. You know, Dan told us, do not book it.
We took no notice.
We took no notice of him whatsoever.
Let's have a look. So let's see. Neil is saying he's got an Oceania cruise in less than a month, just trying to dodge the general public with all their coughs and colds and lurgy. Yes, there's lots of bugs and stuff around, isn't there?
I got a bit of a throat coming, actually, and my niece, who's coming to Thailand with us, she's poorly bunny.
Oh, look, we've got so let's have a look here. Gosh, so many so we do a super chat. So thank you, Nick and Tracy. Appreciate that. That's really, really kind. Thank you so much. So let's go back to these questions. We'll answer a few more questions. We'll leave it for another few minutes, and then we're going to go in. We've got 229 people. If we can get 250 less, and then we can. Not the people that aren't watching it won't hear that, so that won't help, will it? Really?
Do you know, I was just about to say that. If we were on, say, 100 thumbs up, and we said if we can get 120 thumbs up, that would be possible. But you can't make the people that are not watching watch because they don't know to watch because they're not watching.
But it's up to 234 already.
She's done it, man.
I did see.
So if I could get all the lottery numbers right tonight, that'd be great.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I don't think I've done a lottery tonight, actually.
Striker Maguire, our favourite name, isn't it? Oh my God,
right
nearly missed it. Yeah.
I mean, he must be like an assassin or a fighter or jet pilot or something like. He's got to be, hasn't he?
So Anne said we all had a few drinks at the meetup. We did. It was just so much fun. Can't wait for the next one. Yes, which we've already arranged for May. So that'll be awesome. Yes, this is a good point, Kevin. If you need a woolly hat or a nice new hoodie, make sure you check out our shop. It took me ages with Nicola, who's been helping us with our shop, who's a lovely lady, to connect it to our YouTube. But now you should see under our videos our little that's not our hat. Oh no, you should be wearing our merch, Paulie.
Get a nice hat like this one.
No, go to my handbag and get a nicer hat out. You don't need that rubbish on.
Hey up.
Hey up. So like Kevin says, do check our store out if you want to support us that way. That'd be lovely. So Kathy's saying that she's where is it? Let's see that. Myred, is that how you say your name? Myred McCallum from a very chilly Belfast. So, where did I see it?
We have enough trouble saying Corinne, so
Yeah.
any chance at all?
Yeah, Kevin said, if you've got a question for us, start it with a question, because there's so many comments there, it's really hard to spot it out. So yes, so there we are. So there's a nice little woolly hat. So Chris is asking, question, I'm going on Queen Anne in January 2025, 4 nights to Hamburg. My question is, are you going on Queen Anne and what itinerary? We are going on Queen Anne. We're on the first cruise. And we go to Lisbon and La Coruna, isn't it? It's only 2 ports. I really thought that Cunard on their first Queen Anne would actually be going to Liverpool, and they're not, which I find a bit bizarre, isn't it? I thought they would go to, because it's so iconic.
Liverpool and or Belfast, I would have been to me, because they both got strong ties.
Yeah. So let's see if there's a couple more questions. Christian said they've only had a low of 15 degrees today. Neil's asking, what do we think about the massive Royal Caribbean icon of the seas? It's a monster, isn't it? But I quite like the look of the monster. I want to try a monster.
We do want to try a big one.
We do.
We'll probably come off thinking, oh my God, you might need a holiday after you come off. But I do love big cruise ship entertainment. But I've also, as you probably all know by now, I've got now, the older I get, my dad's 89 in, what date is it today?
17th of January.
My dad's 89 in 10 days' time. He's now going on to the minus patience level. I'm only just above 0 when it comes to like too many people and queuing for stuff and all that. So I know there'll be elements of it that I'll absolutely love, but there'll also be elements of it where I want to like beat somebody with a chair. So
but it's definitely on our radar to do a really large Royal Caribbean. We haven't done Royal Caribbean since we've done Anthem of the Seas, and we loved that quantum class. We really enjoyed that, didn't we? But we definitely want to do an Oasis and above class, because I think we would enjoy elements of it. Yeah. So
I'm not saying that Carol's saying she loved Anthem of the Seas. I'm not saying that there was an overriding influence on that. But it was not only her birthday, but it was also to celebrate her retirement. So yes. I think if we'd have been on a dredger going down the Thames, sat on a deck chair, she would have loved it. Because,
it's mad, isn't it?
Because she'd retired.
And I can't believe
that's 3 years.
It's been 3 years in July. Yeah. Today, sadly, I met up with some of my ex-colleagues. We went to a funeral of a lovely lady that used to work in the team that I worked in, and my team, because I managed the team. And it was lovely catching up with people. I miss the people, but I definitely don't miss the job. Don't miss the politics and all the nonsense. But anyway, Dave said that he's on Norwegian Joy. They just announced a code out for medical emergencies for a cabin a few minutes ago. We're currently about exactly in the middle between New York and Southampton, so I hope it's not too serious. Do you know that is a thing, isn't it? If you're considering doing a transatlantic, you're way from. We on our transatlantic on Queen Mary 2, we actually went closer to Newfoundland, and they airlifted a person off there.
And when we got close to Newfoundland, all of a sudden, all this wine started.
Danny threw it. Brilliant. Oh, Danny. Oh, that's funny. Right, so let's have a look. Kevin says he thinks socks and sandals is a great look. Oh, no. And Ted's saying, Paulie, you're better to look like a knob and be comfortable. Exactly, that's what I would say to him. So there's 246 people watching now, so there's obviously someone listening, Paulie. Tina's asking, Paul, how peaceful was it after Carole came back from the dentist? Yeah, I've not had a good week this week. On Friday, I started having raging toothache. Managed to sort of see it out over the weekend. Thankfully, my friend is works. We've got a lovely NHS dentist, and she managed to slot me in on Monday, and they just yanked the tooth out, which was just, oh my God. I hate going to the dentist. I'm getting worse as I get older. And I did have a little bit of an episode in there when I went really pale and felt faint when she was just with the pliers trying to yank it out. So she's asking, how painful was it after Carole came back from the dentist?
It was, no, it still didn't shut her up. Instead of
I
it
still
just,
had a wad of gauze in there. I was still
it was like being moaned at by Marlon Brando. I should have had me Godfather shirt on. So instead of it just being normal,
no. So I had the dentist on Monday. Tuesday, it's only Wednesday today. Tuesday, I was making really good progress with the second episode of our Queen Mary 2 Transatlantic. And there's one section of Paul's birthday in the afternoon where I've done a load of GoPro sort of on the sort of cuff sort of footage, as we call it, rather than us sitting and talking about stuff. And there's no sound on it. And I'm like thinking, on the hoof.
It's off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Or on the hoof.
Anyway. So, and then the funeral today, and we've sadly got another funeral tomorrow. So it's not been the best week, but it's lovely to be here chatting to all you guys, because that always cheers us up.
So unfortunately, the older you get, instead of watching the film 4 Weddings and a Funeral, it's now 4 funerals and a wedding, because we did have a wedding announced.
Yes.
For next year.
Yes. My niece is getting married, so we're really excited about that. So that's good news. So I think it's time, isn't it? Because it's 35 minutes gone already. So you did bring your little bongo down, Paulie. So are you ready, people? Woo! So we are going on a 7-week trip to Asia. We haven't been back to Asia since pre-pandemic, where we had a lot of experience of going to Thailand, didn't we? We went to Thailand about 12 times. And we always vowed we would go back to that part of the world, but explore other parts. So we start in 2 weeks' time, or just over 2 weeks' time. Our first thing is that we fly to Thailand.
You can tell she's not excited at all.
I am. I can't remember wait. I nearly swore then. We fly to Thailand with 6 of our friends and family, and we're spending 2 weeks having a fantastic beach holiday in a place called Fisherman's Village and in Koh Samui, where we've been loads of times. We know the island really well, so we're so looking forward to going back there and just chilling out with our family and friends and having a lovely time. So that's the first 2-week section, and so looking forward to that. Our family and friends all fly home, and then
do you know at the end of Notting Hill where Hugh Grant goes to the press conference to try and convince Julia Roberts not to go back to America, and then he says about what silly Billy he's done, and then her manager says, would you like to ask that question again? Well, the lady who asked the question about river cruising, would you like to ask that question again? Because
yes, our friends and family fly off around about 1 o'clock in the afternoon from Koh Samui back to the UK. We are flying from Koh Samui via Bangkok to Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, and we are doing our first Mekong River cruise, which is just, I'm going all goosey just talking about it, which has been a dream.
You're going all goosey because you turn the heating off. It's bloody freezing in here now.
And we've chosen Amma Waterways, which is a company we've not used before. As soon as I looked at their ship Amadara, it looks a beautiful, beautiful ship. We're booked on there. We go from Ho Chi Minh. I'm going to try and pronounce.
This should be entertaining. Press the record button now.
It's the Charms of the Mekong itinerary, and it starts in Mai Tho, which is about 45 miles from Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. It goes to Say Bi, Sa Dec, Tan Chau, where we then cross the border to Cambodia, and we go to Phom Nhem, Phom Nhem, Ordon Kampong, Angkor Ban, and then we get to Kampong Chan, which we're then getting transferred to Siem Reap in Cambodia. So that's a 7-night, 8-day cruise, isn't it? Which we're so excited about. The ship looks amazing. It's got a pool, which is unusual, isn't it, for a river cruise ship? Well, we haven't had one on the ships we've been on before. It's got a gym, it's got a spa. The rooms look absolutely amazing because
they're called cabins on ships.
Well, the cabins, the cabin. We've got a French balcony, like a regular river cruise ship, but we've also got an outside balcony. This is just like, woo! I just can't wait. So that's going to be absolutely amazing. So that's the second chunk of our trip. When we get up to Siem Reap in Cambodia, we then got 2 weeks where we're going to spend time traveling around Cambodia and then going back through to Vietnam, because we have to be back. So that bit's all. We haven't booked hotels and we haven't got a plan. We're just going to book 2 nights Oh, excuse me. I'm so excited. I'm full of wind.
No, believe me, she's full of wind, whether she's excited or not.
So, so we're going to book the first 2 nights in Siem Reap, and then we're going to wing it, which we used to always do when we traveled to Thailand because we were quite confident about getting hotels and stuff. And we've got Dan at the end of a phone, so we're leaving that free just to see, do we like Siem Reap? Do we feel we want to go back to Ho Chi Minh sooner? But we have to be. This is the Mekong River cruise is exciting, but this bit at the end is something that we've also dreamed about, isn't it? Because we have to be then back to Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam by plane or by road or however we decide to do it for the 14th of March, because we are flying to Japan. And we have been invited by Riviera Travel to go on their the Land of the Rising Sun tour, which is a 12-night tour all through Japan. And that just is like, when we got the email inviting us to do that, it was just like, oh my God, this is just a dream come true. So that is just the part of the trip that actually we've been invited on. The rest is obviously we paid for and funded ourselves. But I'll tell you the itinerary and all the places that we're going to go to in Japan.
I'll do the first one. Tokyo.
Yes. So we start off in Tokyo. We then go to Hakone, which is where Mount Fuji. We go to a couple of lakes there, Lake Kawagoda and Lake Ashi. We then go to Kyoto via bullet train, which we're really, really excited about because we've never been to Japan before, let alone being on a bullet train.
I wonder if I'll be allowed to put my Insta 360 out the window.
No, I don't think so, Paulie.
When it's doing 190 miles an hour.
Can you imagine? We actually it's not going to Kyoto. We go to Hiroshima on the bullet train. So we're going to Hiroshima, we go to Kyoto and Nara, and then we get the bullet train back to Tokyo. And there's little bits, other places. There's a long list of all the different places within that tour. As you know, we loved our tour around Canada. So when we got offered to do another land tour, it's like, oh my God, this is just amazing. So we're starting off, just to recap then, starting off in Thailand, we're going to Vietnam, we're going to Cambodia and finish off in Japan. And then when that tour's finished, then we fly back to the UK. So how awesome is that? We're just like, oh my gosh, this is just amazing. So if you've got any questions,
how awesome it is, flipping awesome.
It is flipping awesome. So if you've been to any of those places that you could understand what I was saying, then please do let us know. Have you got any tips, particularly for Cambodia and Vietnam, Siem Reap and Ho Chi Minh, because that's the area that we haven't. Sometimes we like to go and wing it because we don't want. We've done holidays where everything's regimented and planned, and we love that. But there's an element when we go to Asia, we just think, let's just see where it takes us. Because for my 50th birthday, we had a 5-week trip to Thailand, and we were planned to go all the way, didn't we, down from Krabi all the way down to Malaysia. And we actually stopped at a few islands that we didn't think we would get to and had an amazing time. So sometimes I think planning's good, but having those loose elements in the middle just gives you that freedom to change it up. So that's really, really exciting. So if you've got any questions about that, let us know in the comments. But so I hope you're as excited as we are to follow along. Obviously, we'll be we're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So if you don't follow us on those and you're on those social media channels, then please do follow us, because we'll be doing daily reports from there. And then obviously we'll be doing some vlog series and videos as soon as we get back. So let's see.
Gillian's asking us about.
Oh, so Gillian's, let's go back to the questions from you guys.
Because she's so excited now.
I know.
She don't calm down, her head's going to explode. But at least I'll be able to put the heating on.
Yes, that's true. We're on our first ever cruise with Saga in March. For the formal nights, do men have to wear a dinner suit, tuxedo, or ordinary suit and tie? Be okay.
Ordinary suit and tie will be more than sufficient. There is people, we've done a couple of Saga cruises, and there is people that do dress up. Not many though, but they do like, the formal nights to be formal, but it's not a standard suit, shirt and tie. You would fit in just with a collared shirt and trousers. Is more than sufficient. Yeah, so don't worry about that, Gillian. That's no problem at all. John and Andrina's Adventures Before Dementia are here. So we're looking to book on Holland America Alaska for 2025.
recommend it. It'll be for our 60th. Definitely.
Yes, definitely recommend it. Obviously, we've just done our Howl series, which is on our YouTube channel. Fire on over to there and have a look.
Yeah, we were on Coningsdam and it was a great ship.
But obviously, also picking the ship is key, because some of the older Holland America ships have got less going on, whereas we did Coningsdam.
Yeah, on the newer ships, they've got a little bit more entertainment.
They got more stuff on there, but
yeah,
definitely recommend it. But yeah, head over to our YouTube channel. There's well, not yet, but when this is finished, and they've already gone probably, and you can check out our episodes of Things to Do. Yes.
It was fantastic. I think Holland America are a party line. So if you're expecting to be partying until 3 a.m, they have good live music entertainment and some good shows. But if you're expecting, top-notch entertainment, as in big West End shows, and party until 2 a.m, everything shuts down by about 1 a.m. And that's when the casino bars left open. And most things are shut by midnight. So that's something to consider with Holland America. But brilliant line. Food, staff, service, absolutely spot on. Nick said, have you sailed on RV or Iona? Was thinking of cruise, but saw another vlogger's review and wasn't keen on the interior. We've been on Iona and enjoyed it, didn't we?
We liked Iona, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because Iona and Carnival Celebration are virtually identical ships, but they've just done different stuff on the insides. And I do think the Carnival have used their space better than P&O have with the Iona. But I really like the Iona, to be fair. And there's lots of food options. The entertainment's good. Like I said, the only thing we said the last time we went on there was the service. Even though it was efficient, it was a bit not as in, like, everything was on time. But they weren't happy and smiley, and they didn't engage you in conversation. It was just like they had a job to do and they did it. And then they left. So it was like, but
interestingly, we've got one of our patrons on Iona at the moment. She said exactly the same with the service. She said the bar staff are a little bit chirpier, but the staff in the MDR they're very good and very efficient and very polite. But sometimes we love to have that banter and that bit of fun and get to know staff. And that was quite difficult on Iona. We didn't come away thinking. Normally, at the end of a cruise, we're thinking, right, who do we want to give extra tips to? Because, people have given really good, happy service. And we didn't think we didn't have to worry about Iona. But on Morella, we're like, oh my gosh, we're handing out money everywhere. But anyway.
And on a tangent down to the...
Yeah, so Harold's asking, is Cunard worth 3 times the price of a Morella?
And so I'm slightly confused by this question, Harold, because I haven't seen any Cunard cruises that are 3 times the price of Morella, to be fair. If it's a comparable cruise, I don't think Cunard would be more.
Because we've been looking at Morella. Morella definitely have put their prices up. So most cruise lines have put their price up now, haven't they?
We love Morella. We think it's fabulous, but there's no way that they're 3 times cheaper than Cunard.
Well, I don't know what
cruise
Harold's obviously seen a price that, so it depends what
You'll have to elaborate. Can you tell us what cruise it is? Because we've certainly not seen.
Yeah, but I think Cunard and Morella are chalk and cheese. Yeah. Morella, we always say, is sort of a 3-star type holiday, fun, great entertainment. Good food, not exceptional food. Cabins are fine. I think what you get with Cunard is, do you want that traditional British experience and some taking you back to the era of traditional cruising, or do you want to go on a sort of fun, sort of more party-ish type cruise? I think that would be the decision. What would be your preference? Yeah. Barry's just saying, bit of trivia here. It's only humans that feel wind chill. Oh. Didn't know that.
I'm going to ask you a question now, Barry. How do you know that? Have you had like a horse come at you and go, hey, psst, Barry, do you know we don't feel wind chill?
You might have.
You might have.
Nick saying intermediate could have been worse. Carole could have said intimate. Yes, I could have. Oh, right. Ken saying the prices are quite similar unless you go Princess or Queen's Grill. So, Danny was saying, -36, you can go outside doing chores. The other day it was -51. 10 minutes maximum before skin freezes. I gassed too deep on my mouth was numb, my eyes almost froze shut. It's frightening,
so
isn't
the only
it?
consolation is if I was with Danny outside at -51, when he went to spill all his drink over me, it would freeze before it got to me.
It would freeze before it hit your chinos. Oh.
How many years before I let Danny forget this, you think?
I don't think you ever will. But it'd be great fun if we could cruise with you guys again, because it was fab. Yeah, life in the park. So love to see you here. So Carole on the Morel. So Steve agrees is excellent. It is. So Muri's asking, hi both, can you recommend a hotel with parking? Flying out of Gatwick North in December for a 5-night cruise with Umbrella, following your YouTube info. We'll have a great time. Now Gatwick, we very rarely use Gatwick,
Yeah,
so
that's a funny one for us.
It's the other side of London for us. And we have stayed at a Premier Inn there, which worked out fine, didn't it? And we were driving then to park up.
Oh, that's when we went to Las Vegas.
Yeah, when we went to Las Vegas, but that's the only time we've been there. And it did have shuttles, didn't it, as well, to the airport. So if anyone else in the comments can answer that, and they've got a favourite hotel they've stayed in, then please let Muri know. Strike said, did you guys ever find a great mobile phone deal with World Cruiser friendly benefits? We didn't, because we looked at all the other providers. We've been recommended to get an eSIM by AIRALO. I've written it down. Airalo? Is that how you say it? Probably I've got that wrong. I get most things wrong.
You don't. You're always right, Annie.
But we know from, particularly in Thailand, we know that in Asia the Wi-Fi is really good, and obviously because we're doing quite a few land-based, except for the river cruise part, then we're going to see how we go. So let's have a look. Andrew's asking, have you ever bought clothing in the Med? We're wondering how expensive it is. T-shirts, smart cruise wear. It depends on your country, and it depends if you're in a city or you're a bit off the beaten track, doesn't it, really? That's a very hard question to answer. So I don't know, Andrew. We've bought T-shirts and things for you, haven't we? But we haven't gone out and I bought. No, I can't remember the last clothing. We're not huge shoppers when we go cruising, to be fair, are we?
I usually buy T-shirts with strange stuff written on.
You do, you do. So let's have a look. Can go cruising. So yeah, they use Dan. So if anyone's here and they want a good travel agent, our live last week, Dan was our guest, and he's fabulous. So in the description below, the other thing I was going to say as well, while we've got some time, is excitingly, we talked about our shop earlier. I don't know if any of you have seen, my friend Kate Clare has made me a bespoke travel, the ultimate Paul and Carole travel bag. And the final details of that are being put together. We're going to have those for sale. Now, there's only going to be 10 made of this edition of this type of bag. I've got the only one in the world at the moment, which just makes me just joyous. But Kate is going to make 10 more. And we're going to offer it obviously to our patrons and YouTube members first, and then we're also going to offer it if other people, if the 10 aren't sold, which they probably won't be with our patrons. Well, I don't know. Then they're going to offer it to our newsletter subscribers first before we offer it to the general public. So if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, then that's also in the description. Please do. We do a monthly newsletter, and we've got about nearly 900 people signed up now. So it would be great for this year to hit 1,000 people on our email list. So please do sign up for that.
If you love chatting with all these other lovely people in the chat tonight,
yes,
there's a lot of them in there are our Patreons.
Yeah,
and if you join our Patreon, which, as I've said before, you can join from as little as £1 a week, depending on what level of Patreon you want to be. You can get to chat to a lot of people that's in this chat on an almost regular, a daily basis.
Yes, we do.
People in there, it's a fabulous place to be, and there's lots of helpful people that are more than happy to answer any of your cruise-related questions.
Yeah, we've learned a lot too.
Or even not your cruise-related questions.
We have discussions about all sorts.
All sorts of rubbish.
In fact, today, Carla has been there in Madeira on their cruise, and they've done the toboggan run, and they've just had a Christmas bauble made with them, with their picture on the toboggan. So she's been there, and everyone shares their cruising experience, and it's brilliant. It's a lovely place to be. So if you'd like to join us, then please do. Information, once the live's over, if you just look at the description, you'll see all that there.
So you could go to some coffee places, I'm not going to say their names, and it'll cost you £3 for a coffee. Well, that's like 3 weeks of Patreon membership on the bottom tier.
It is.
Paul and Carole Love to Travel.
Steve saying we may have booked the controversial infamous veranda on a Celebrity Apex. It'll be interesting to see what you it'd be interesting to see what you think. It's Cruise Life's arrived. So nice. Well, not arrived. This is from ages ago, isn't it? So let's see. Cheryl said, I've been to England for a stopover. I watch a lot of British shows. I'd love to spend more time in England. It's a lovely place. We're a bit biased. Obviously, we're from the UK and we're English, but there's so many beautiful places in England. It's just a shame about our weather. That's why we love going away in our motorhome, because we've been exploring some beautiful places the last year, and we're hoping to do more this year too.
And we have got some fabulous British television shows, like you rightly pointed out.
We do.
And it's funny because we were in Jamaica just before Christmas on one of the stops on our Azamara cruise, and we got talking to a couple of locals there. We went for a beer with Scott Eddy and one of his mates, Jamal, and they were said, "Oh yeah, we love the shows you watch, some of your British shows," and we're thinking, "Oh, what they're going to be saying?" But I mean, they were talking about things like keeping up appearances,
they were
like properly going back.
Yeah.
So, but they still watch that in Jamaica, so it was quite amusing.
No, it was Jamaica. It was Barbados.
Barbados.
Yeah,
Barbados.
So I'm thinking we never went.
We didn't even go to Jamaica.
We didn't go to Jamaica.
We were in Barbados. I don't know.
Yes.
Jamaica. No, she went on her own accord. Oh, that's what it was.
Harold's asking, what's the weather like on a repositioning cruise over the Atlantic in late April, going from Barbados to Tenerife? It'll be warm in both, but I'm worried a bit cold and stuck on Atlantic. You'll be going obviously quite southern, so the chances are, but April, it can be... well, you go from the Canary Islands to the Caribbean. So in theory, but the Atlantic is so unpredictable. It's like we found out with our Queen Mary too. We start off with sun, then we had this dense fog and mist, didn't we? Then we had torrential rain. Then the sun came back out. So it's so unpredictable. So it's difficult to say. But you are sailing sort of more southern, so the likelihood is that you could get some decent weather, but it's not guaranteed for sure. So Travel Life with Lucy, nice to see you here with Morella. Because the flight's included, do they take you straight to the ship if you have an early flight, for example, land at 12 p.m, or do you have to wait somewhere?
No, they take you straight to the ship.
Yeah.
And sometimes what we have done is they do all like they'll have like a big setup area outside, which can be quite nice because it can be like open air, or they'll have like a inside cruise port, like the same as if you were sailing out of Southampton. But they will try and get you on the ship as early as possible.
We've always had very efficient transfers.
So, straight to the ship. And the only slightly confusing thing is sometimes when you fly, when you check in, you don't see your bags again until you get on the ship.
Yeah.
But it depends, because there's a few ports that doesn't actually run that service.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is you need to find that out first, because we did one, and Carole said, well, I know for a fact that this is where we're sailing out of isn't one of the ports that do the take your bags to your cabin service. And we asked at the check-in desk at the airport, and the guy said to us, oh, no, they do. And we walked away and Carole said, they don't. But of course, he was telling everybody that. And then we were stopping people saying they don't do that.
No.
What you have to do is when you get when you get to the airport the other side, you claim your bags back off the carousel like you would any holiday. You take them to the coach, put them on the coach, but then they go to your cabin. Yeah. But that's only a few of the ports. But some of the ports they sail out of, you literally won't see your case again until you get to your cabin, which is fabulous. That was cute.
I can't remember which cruise that was, because we've done 8 Morellas now, haven't we? But Kevin's kindly put up a link. So we've got lots of information about Morella and other cruise lines on our website. So do go and check that out. It's a Cruise Life. So there are go to Alaska in September. Oh, excuse me again, but I yet to finalize the trip, but would like to include that train journey, you guys. Yeah, the in Skagway, the White Pass, the Yukon White Pass Railway. It was fabulous.
Unless you're talking about the Rocky Mountaineer we did before the cruise. But yeah, so we did the Rocky Mountaineer before the cruise, which was a 2-day trip with an overnight stop in between. And then, yes, the White Pass thing is fabulous. All that information is on our YouTube channel.
It is. Jacqueline's here saying that we haven't been in an infinite cabin, but things glorified window. It's a glorified outside cabin. It's an outside cabin where you can open the window.
It's a sea view that you can open your window sometimes.
Yes, because the captain can turn it off.
Because it can be turned off at any time cleaning, or if the weather's
inclement.
Whatever. So we did a 10-day cruise, I believe.
9-day
cruise, and at least 3 of the days our window
We couldn't open.
was decaffeinated.
Decaffeinated.
So, that's a Hot Fuzz reference.
Ah,
So a third of the cruise we couldn't open the window. So
Jerry's here. Love to see Jerry. A bit late, but made it.
It's better late than never, Jerry.
I think Nigel's saying you look like Benny from Crossroads with your hat on. Do you remember Crossroads? Oh, the outside of the Crossroads Hotel used to be filmed in Cheltenham, just down the road from us.
And I can always go.
But Kathy's loving your hat.
I can always do a tangent for you. I went to a car auction in Nottingham about 20 years ago, and Paul Henry, who's the man who played Benny, fair play though, I mean, knowledge is the bomb, he was there, and when his acting career, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to say dive bombed, but that wasn't what I meant to say.
Deteriorated?
Petered off. He was actually in the motor trade.
Yeah, he was. Because you used to see him at an auction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, because that's the beauty of doing this live. When Carole's reading, I could
listen.
literally say anything I want. So basically, what she's just said is exactly what I said when she was reading. Yes. What do you think I was saying about it?
Do you know? Penelope's saying hit the thumbs up, so please do, and hat suits you, Paulie.
Thank you very much.
Lewis is here as well. Love the QM2 video. Seems a distant memory. Can't wait to book again, Andy, Sue, and Lewis. Yeah, we met you on the QM2 and had some lovely chats with you. You'll get mentioned, so stay tuned, because we did have lots of lovely chats with you, which was great. Dan's in the house. Dan the Cruiser. Good evening, all. So,
evening, Dan.
Yes. So Mandy's asking, are you going to be doing lives on your 7-week voyage? We'll have PNC withdrawals if not. We are planning to. Now, in Thailand...
7-week voyage.
It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. I get a bit emotional. Do you know what I'm like?
Then. What we're going to do, because of the time difference, it ranges from 7 hours in Thailand through to 9 hours in Japan. So what we're going to do, we don't want to step on anybody's toes, because obviously we've got lots of other bloggers that we like, and we wouldn't do that. Like, Ken Goes Cruising does a live, Gary does a live, Emma does a live, Cruising Canucks does a live. So Jamie, all the people, we don't want to step on anybody's toes. So the best thing for us, which might not be the best thing for everybody, but unfortunately there's nothing we can do about it, is we're going to try and do a Sunday live, but a Sunday midday. Yeah. So that will mean you can sit down with your roast dinners, and we'll be really, really jealous, because we'll be asking what you got anyway. It's going to be difficult for you guys particularly if you're in Pacific time, because it's going to be really early in the morning. Eastern time, it's going to be really early in the morning too. For us, it's going to be about 7 p.m. in Thailand for us to do a 12 midday UK, and then 9 p.m. in Japan for a 12 midday. So we're going to try it. So I do apologize for those guys, but I know a few people in Australia have said to us that we've messaged, because they've been asking the same questions, that particularly those in Perth will be able to join in. We're looking at the logistics. That's the for us to do this time on a Wednesday or Thursday, that would be 2 o'clock in the morning in Thailand, or 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's just not. We love chatting to you, but yes. So it's going to be, and we're hoping that where we are, we'll have Wi-Fi, but we'll keep, if you are, another thing as well, please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and you've hit the notifications bell, because then that will tell you when we put out a video, but also when there's a scheduled live, you'll see it there. So you're off anyway. You're off? Yeah. Those 2 pints of Coke has got the better of me. Are you joking? I need a wee. Oh my gosh, apologies. Oh dear. Dave's saying we just sailed past the Icon leaving Miami the other day. All the staff came out to wave at us as I went by. I bet, yes, she's just so massive. And you're on Norwegian Joy, which is quite a smaller ship, isn't it? So, well. Susan's saying that the first going to Liverpool for Queen Anne, first sailing will be on her in October. Okay, so that's good to know. So lots of people chatting there. Neil saying that they loved Anthem of the Seas too. It feels a brilliant balanced size of ship and stuff to do a number of people. Totally agree. We didn't feel that there was when we went on. Actually, it was very soon after the pandemic. So
there wasn't a lot of people on board. So, and it felt very spacious. But we have heard people that have been on there since, when it's been with more, the capacities increased, and they felt that it was the same. Yeah, the Oasis, Kevin Yo-Yo B is the Oasis of the Seas, was a beautiful ship, but the volume people could try your patience at times. Yeah, you know what Paul's like, he just hasn't got any, has he? So Fiona's asking, we've done 15 cruises. In June, we do our first Cunard. I'd like to know, do you get any extra perks, etc., if you book your next Cunard cruise on board or travel agents? It depends on the offers at the time. So, yeah. So you don't know until you get on. Sometimes you can get some extra onboard credit, but often with Dan, our travel agent, he can do extra onboard credit and different things that the Cunard line can't do. So it's worth speaking to both and seeing what you can get.
Sorry about that, kids.
Yeah. So Cruising Gay is saying, what do you think of the rumours that Sea Jets might be starting a cruise line? Would you go back on board Oceania if they would launch her? Well, one, I don't know who the Sea Jets are. Do you?
Sea Jets are the company that bought P&O Oceania.
Oh, okay.
That was the clue in there. Would you go back on board Oceania if they launched her?
I was thinking you meant Oceania as in like the...
Because we were led to believe that they're sort of like... they turned Oceania into sort of an upmarket ferry type thing. Was it around the Greece area?
It was.
But Cruising
Oceania was a lovely ship.
It was a lovely little first. We went on the last but one ever cruise on Oceania.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
We were. Amanda's saying also, do you think you'd have had to change the itinerary for Queen Anne due to the change in the initial dates? Yeah, we were originally booked. We would have... what date? Well, we would have been home now. We would have gone on the 4th of January, wasn't it? And they've changed to May. But that 4th of January cruise, the itinerary was only Lisbon. All they've done is add in La Coruna, which is odd, isn't it? So, Cheryl says she goes to a sedation dental clinic. Yeah, do you know, as I'm getting older, and see, I was a nurse for nearly 40 years. I could stab a needle in anyone, but come with me with the needle and in my mouth, and oh my God, it was awful.
When we went for our vaccinations, we went together, and I'll tell you something.
It's bizarre, isn't it? What's all that about?
This is I'm not saying Carole's mean to me, but it worked out that Carole had to have 3 vaccinations, and I only had to have 2. So after I had my 2, Carole just blurts out, he hasn't had his flu jab, just so I'd have to have another vaccination because she wanted it to be equally mean for me as it was for her.
Yeah, well, we're all sorted now. We're all up to date, so that's good. Kaz is asking, my mum is asking, how was the stew and dumplings you're cooking the last time? Delicious. Absolutely delicious. I must say, I make an awesome stew.
She does make an awesome stew. What I will say, and I don't want to burst the bubble of, you know, what a wonderful cook I am making my own dumplings, but it's the first time ever that I'd use an Aunt Bess's frozen dumplings, and I have to say I would describe them as okay, but I think you can. I've made them myself, and I've also bought the packet ones where you just mix it with water, and then, in my opinion, were better than the frozen ones because they do grow and suck the juice.
We just did that for convenience, didn't we? But
I wouldn't be rushing back to buy anymore.
Ted saying, any chance you'll get a couple's Thai massage? It'll make you forget about your other pains, that's for sure. Do you know, actually, when we used to go to Thailand, we used to get the massages a lot because they're obviously very cheap, but they're actually very good. I tend to go for a foot massage, and you've had a few back massages. Yeah. So it definitely will be. We don't do the couples thing, though, do we, Paulie? We did it once, and it was all a bit bizarre.
Yeah, but the most bizarre...
And we did that one on the beach. Oh, my gosh.
No, I don't want to talk about that. I would never have a Thai massage, as in where they try and put your foot around the back of your head. And we went to this one place on the beach, and I explained all this to this Thai lady, but obviously it was all lost in translation. And then the first thing she did was almost like rip my leg out of the socket, trying to put it around the back of my neck.
Yeah.
And I thought she'd broke my spine. So it was the shortest Thai massage I'd ever had, because it lasted about 2 minutes, because I just got up and said, right, that's me done, because I to say I was a little bit angry would be an understatement. And as I walked out, after only having a minute of this massage, she said, "See you tomorrow."
And also we were on the beach, and this is
she
hysterical.
didn't see me tomorrow.
We were on the beach, and we were on this little platform, and Paul was having a massage, and this guy somehow got Paul's leg and managed to sort of squash his scrotum. And
are you allowed to say that on the YouTube live?
Well, that's what it was as part of your body. And oh my gosh, you were anyway, enough about massages, but we're probably gonna have a foot massage and a back massage.
You know the song I'm walking in. I could have sang that no problem at all.
So JBM Travels, thank you so much for the super chat. That's very, very kind of you. And he's asking, I presume
he's done a super sticker as well.
We got a super sticker too.
I don't even know what a super sticker is.
I'll show you. We can't show them on this live stream, but we always check them afterwards. So thank you so much. So what made you start YouTube, you two?
She made me start YouTube.
When I started the website about 7 years ago as a hobby that I wanted to then make into, I wanted a hobby to have when I retired as a nurse. It's just been a natural progression to complement our written reviews and our experiences that we've got on our website. And we started off just doing some simple, very short sort of, if you look back at our old YouTube, then it was just very short hotel reviews and very short room tours and bits and bobs. But we felt that it just complemented just a review that we'd written. And it wasn't until people said to us, just get in front of the camera. And we're like, oh no, we don't want to do that. We're going to stay behind and just do that. But you know, the best thing was getting in front of the camera and just being us. And I think that's why our channel's been so popular, because we're just, this is us and this is what we do. So if you're thinking of...
I thought you were going to break into a song from The Greatest Showman then.
Oh, I can't sing, can I? But anyway, let's go back up to this because I'm conscious that we're way over the hour, but we're happy to stay if you guys are happy to stay. So let's see. I've seen that. And I've seen that. Kathy said she did a Mekong cruise just before COVID. Fabulous. Yes. So excited. I'm so excited about going on Amber Waterways.
And
so
it sounds ridiculous, but I'm saying to people about doing your research. Carole would have already done lots of research about what we're doing, and I've done none at all. And there's two reasons why. One, I'm too lazy to do any research, but two, I always like the surprise of seeing stuff for the first time. So there's an element of I'm sort of telling, if I was me, I wouldn't watch me because I want it to be a surprise. But it's like I said, if you're doing something and you can only do it once in a blue moon, once every 2 years, whatever it is, you need to do that research to make sure it's what you really want. But I've got to do it whether I want to or not, because Carole makes me. It's a terrible job I got, honestly.
But lots of things talking about the Killing Fields, which yes is as an option, and also Angkor Wat. Can you imagine dragging Paulie at sunrise to go and see Angkor Wat? But that looks absolutely fabulous.
Is Angkor Wat not there in the daytime, then? Is it only there at
sunrise?
It is,
but it's supposed to be magical.
Is it like Brigadoon? It only comes out at a certain time. Have you been there?
No. Chelsea, do you know, I'm really excited about going to Japan, and there's a few reasons. I think I love that there seems to be the feedback in what I've watched and what I've been told of people that have been to Japan is that it's just so very civilized. People are very polite. People abide by rules. They're very, very helpful. If you're stood in a train station, they'll come up and just help you. They just seem like a lovely race of people. And I'm so looking forward to going there. And because in the UK, people don't tend to abide by rules, and it really frustrates us at times, doesn't it?
I think Gary Bembridge said that if you tip, so if you go in a Japanese restaurant in Japan and you tip, they will usually run after you and say, "Oh, you forgot this money."
Yeah,
because it's not there. It's not a
in the culture.
It's not a tipping culture.
Sisters on the Seas here. So nice to see you guys here. So yes, hopefully it will be an epic trip. We'll be reporting back very soon. Karen said, "What a shame you're not sailing to Alaska from Japan." That is a future plan. So Paul doesn't know about that, but that is on in my bucket list.
Dan knows about it. I know nothing.
Rachel says she's going to Japan for 3 weeks in October with a similar itinerary. So delighted to see what you get up to. I knew that was get up to. Look. And Cheryl saying trip of a lifetime. It is. It was one of the trips that one of our bucket list trips when I retired. That so this is what we need to do.
There's so many trips in that bucket now, isn't there?
There is. It is. And
so then that was like a satellite delay because she was reading. So eventually the words filtered through. Beep, 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 beep,
so Kat said, I've got a few tips from my Mekong cruise. We'll send them over. I actually lost my phone at Angkor Wat and it was handed in. The police got it back to me. Yeah.
I was going to say, if I find it, I'll
please
let you
do, Kathy. We can have a chat on Discord and stuff. So that'll be great. Travel Lucy is so excited. So thank you so much. And all aboard the cruise, I said, question, any cruise plans for next Christmas? Not yet. No, not yet.
Don't one.
Ah, Natalie Green, who's coming with us to Thailand. Woo,
she's coming to Thailand. And I said to Carole, I came home legitimately, and I'm not.
We're gutted.
I'm not being a silly Billy Nat, and that's my niece, and I love her dearly. And she's just qualified as a veterinary nurse.
Yeah, we're so proud of Nat.
But when Nat and I'll fly home, with our other friends and family, my brother, Carole's sister, etc., Tony and Tina, we go on our travels. But in early March, Natalie goes to Westminster Hall, I believe she said it was called, where she does her graduation thing.
Yeah.
And it would have been fabulous. Yeah.
But a shame we're going to be in Japan, aren't we?
We could have probably squeezed another London meetup in.
We could have. But
unfortunately not to be. But we'll be with you in spirit.
We will be. Nick said, did your upcoming 7-week take a lot of plan and thought? It did. Did Dan help you? Yes, he did. We knew that we always wanted to start off in Thailand. And for us, that was an easy part. We got the flights through Dan. We've been to the hotels before, so we knew to sorting that out. But there on in, Dan has been...
I've played a big part in it. I want you to know.
So Dan's been absolutely fabulous as always. And listen to me I go through all these ideas, bless him, he sits there, okay, and then I change. Well, what about this? What about that? But no, Dan has been absolutely amazing.
Of course, my phone hasn't been pinging tonight, so...
No. Japan's on my wish list. I was hoping I was going to be sent there by the company I used to work for, but I retired too soon. It does. It looks just such an amazing place, doesn't it? So, Deb saying, what an amazing experience. Can't wait to see the videos. Love your channel. Warm and muggy here in Auckland, New Zealand. See, that's another place on our bucket list, which we're hoping to get done 2025-26. Callum's here from Scotland. Are you going to visit up north on a cruise? We haven't got any UK cruises booked at this moment, but we do. We had a great British Isles cruise, didn't we? Yeah. And went up to, where did we go? Belfast and...
Greenock.
Greenock, yes. So, yeah, Kevin's kindly sharing all our links to our videos here. So thank you so much, Kevin. That's really, really appreciated. So Joy saying that, oh my goodness, what a trip. I went from Tokyo on the bullet train. We stopped at a place, and I can't remember the name, but we saw the handsome Buddha. He was so big.
Sometimes that's what people call me, the handsome Buddha.
Some people, do you know, when we were in Thailand last, they call him, because Paul's got a tattoo, which isn't the best tattoo that he had. How old were you?
I was 16 when I had that tattoo done.
It's supposed to be a panther.
I'll stand up for comical
but it's
effect.
Rubbish. But and people think it's a gecko. So they would come up and say, hello, gecko man.
Hey, gecko man.
That did make us laugh.
Well, that tattoo cost me, I paid big bucks for that. In 1980, I gave, it cost me £6. And the irony of it is, I went with my brother and his mate, who were both going to get tattoos done. They both chickened out, and I ended up getting a tattoo done. Just 30 short years later, my brother finally had his tattoo. So,
Sister on the Seas is making a point about owner and the MDR. Because of freedom dining, you don't get the same waiters. So, yeah, understand that. People, thanks for answering our question. And Tony's just saying, we just got back off. We had fantastic service in the MDR. We got a great couple of waiters and would ask to be seated with them each night. We dine there. I guess there's some, yeah, well, that's brilliant. Because if you find that service there, then that's a great plan to get that table number and ask to go back there.
I think that was one of the things, not so much when we're traveling on our own, but when we travel with family, and what we enjoyed with Morella. And I'm sure other cruise lines do it, where you can get the beeper, the pager, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And if you do find a table that you like with waiters that you like, you just go to the maitre d' and can I have table 145, please? Well, it won't be ready for another hour. Okay, great. We'll just you know, they give you a beeper, and then you do get the same table every night. But I can understand where you're coming from. But when we did go to the dining room, I mean, not trying to tell them how to do their job, but every time you go to the dining room, regardless of what waitress you got, they should still be like they're happy for you to be there, not like it's a bit of a chore.
Yeah. Jackie's asking, when's your group cruise and where are you going? I think I've just seen Dan's already answered it. Hi, Jackie P. Group cruise 7th of May to then going to Denmark and Norway from Southampton. Now, we've just, Dan sold our 100th cabin today, and we are having serious discussion.
You're not going to blurt out stuff either we were going to say for next week, so we're not having any discussions about that at all. So on to the next question.
No, good point. We're going to have a chat with Dan tomorrow because, yes, I'll zippy zip. Lorraine said, Dan's the man. He is. I sent the query as quick as shot. He replied him for you. Dan's awesome.
When I send Dan an inquiry, he's always back to me as quick as a shot. He usually tells me to sod off, but he's always back as quick as a shot.
And Freedom Earners saying, fantastic work for you doing here, stopping in for the first time. Well, thank you for stopping in. I'm conscious that we're now, gosh, it's now.
No, she's gone
But let's
crazy.
see if there's any. Claire says she's in for the bag. Woo, excellent. So let's have a look if there's any questions that we can ask. Or not ask, answered. I've got my eye on the bag too. Woo-hoo. So that's lovely. You might have to have a lottery win for buying the bag. Yeah, it's not cheap because it's my friends. It's taken a long time to do. Yeah, but
Carole told me not to discuss. I'm not going to discuss any prices, but it'll all become apparent, you know, when. And like I said, we want to look after the Patreons first because obviously they look after us all the time. So that's where they get first shout.
Exactly.
And that's where they get meetups and the likes. But what I will tell you, there's no cheap materials and everything is handmade. The materials is of the top quality.
And it's copyrighted.
And it's copyrighted. Kate's workmanship is absolutely fabulous. Yeah. She's so talented. It's unbelievable. She's actually making me a little bag at the minute that I can hopefully fit my 360 in.
Well, what you did.
Well, no, it's a 360, so it goes like that. I look like I'm. Oh, looks like
You're rowing. Yeah.
That's what we'll go with. Yeah, look like something else. Yeah. But rest assured, there's nothing quite like it anywhere else in the world. Only one. And even if we sell all 10, there's only going to be 11 in the world, and there's 8 billion people, I believe.
Yes, and they're all going to have.
Not all 8, the 8
specific labels. They're all going to be individualized.
Yeah.
Striker's asking, do you ever go to Cheltenham races? I've been twice. You've been once, haven't you?
I've been once. My son goes all the time, and we got lots of friends who go all the time, but we're just.
We're too old to be standing around in the cold.
And it's busy, and going back to what I was saying about these big ships, and I get grumpy.
He does. So let's just have a look. People are having to run because they've got dinner. Melissa's asking, are you going on the Sun Princess? Not yet, but it does look a fantastic ship. So I think we will go on that in the future, but we haven't got any plans at the moment. So let's have a look. Let's see if there's anything here. Will we hit Japan with Jerry Boss? So we might be a little bit early, but we will let you know. And Kevin's saying, Japan is civilized. No, may not work out for you, Paulie.
Shut your face, Bennett.
Corinne says she's got a hole in her bucket list. Exactly. So let's have a look. Chris is going to Japan on Queen Elizabeth Reign tonight in March. That's exciting. So and Gary's going on Morello Explorer on Saturday the Canaries. Can't wait to get some winter sun. That's what we're looking for. We like to go away. I would quite happily stay in the UK in the summer and travel all winter just to get away from the weather.
So we got nothing booked for the summer then?
We have got stuff booked for that. And Bridges and Emma should have a big bucket. They should. And you should, like I said, unfortunately, when you get to our age, there's far more funerals than there is weddings. You only get one shot at this life. So get out there and grab it by the things that I got squashed by that massage. Exactly. And Commodore Steve saying, what's the pole that you use?
It's a proper Insta 360.
Insta 360, yeah.
When you buy the package, I'll stand back here actually. But when you buy the package, it's humongous. You'll get a pole
that's smaller
that will be I'm trying to which way I
that
gotta
way.
go.
Yeah, about that
so the
length.
standard pole you get is about that length, but this pole, which again is a proper Instagram pole, and it's like ridiculous. It's what's it, 12 foot, 15 foot?
It is,
But it's
an Insta 360.
Proper pole, yeah.
Anyway, I think we're going to wrap up soon because I just say, look, Life of Lucy Glenn's here, so love to see you guys. They're booked onto our group cruise. So more news about our group cruise next week because we need to make some decisions about that. Not anything. It's not anyway. I'm not going to stop.
Yeah.
So I think we need to wrap up because we've been chatting on for an hour and 24. Just seen a lovely comment from Kathy. So she's got to go. Brilliant live. We've been laughing out loud. But we want to just say thank you all for joining us. It's a pleasure as always. Thanks for turning up.
Can I just apologise for having a wee? But obviously, I knew that when Carole gets her gabble on, it was getting very close to the hour, and I thought I could probably hold out for 2 or 3 minutes. I would have had to hold out for 25 minutes. And as any men on there of my age, that's very bad for you. When you need a wee, you should always go straight away.
Anyway.
Unless you're not near a toilet, then don't. But yes, it's been great.
Yes.
And there's Dave. Oh, we didn't even mention David Webb tonight. Ta-ta for
Ta-ta for now, yes.
Ta-ta for now. Ex-Chelsea.
Ooh, see you soon, guys.
Ex-Chelsea manager David Webb.
But lovely. So thank you all for coming, and we will be with you next week, Wednesday again, and we look forward to chatting to you all then. Take care, everyone, and stay warm. Make sure you do stay